Hello and welcome to my F1 24 driver career mode, here today for part 27 for the Italian Grand Prix, where Williams in the past have always been very strong with the straight line speed. So as we round the final corner now, we've set two personal best sectors, we come up to the line and that is provisional pole position. What a lap that one was. Okay, we come on towards the end of the session. We've gone purple in the first sector, personal best in the middle sector. We've found 2 tenths. We're getting a lovely toe off of the car in front as we head down now into the Parabolica. As George Russell, Max Verstappen takes provisional pole off of us, but we should be able to go back to the top, and we do. It's pole position for the race.
Monza, the oldest circuit on the calendar, which hosted its first race all the way back in 1922. Today we look forward to the Italian Grand Prix. This place is all about speed. It is a unique challenge. You've got the chicane at turn 1, the Variante Ascari at turns 8, 9 and 10, and the Parabolica to conclude things at 11. Top speeds pushing 215 miles per hour. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Brown lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Albon, Sainz, Norris, Gasly, Russell, Hamilton, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Joe, Sargeant, Ricciardo, Perez, and Yuki Tsunoda. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which teams have got it horribly wrong?
So the plan has to be just to break the DRS on the opening lap, but can we get a good start first? We're racing here in Monza. We've got a little bit of wheel spin, but it's a good start. Charles Leclerc has got a good start though. Fernando Alonso's through and past him, and now it's a drag race with Max Verstappen down into turn 1. Max tries to go around the outside of Alonso, who can get the exit. Leclerc's been done by both of them. As now we head round the Curva Grande, Alonso keeps Verstappen behind, but Max is getting ever closer. He's trying to look to the outside a little bit, but it's a bit too far back. Where is Charles Leclerc? Leclerc's too far back as well. But the most important thing, we're still in the lead. We've got away, and most importantly, we've just broke the DRS. 1.1 seconds. We have a little wobble there going through the Lesmos, but we're away and we're ahead, and we're ahead out of the DRS as we're sideways going through the Parabolica. Charles Leclerc now trying to make up for his bad start. He's going to have an excellent slipstream now as we head down the pit straight for the second time onto lap 2. Leclerc's getting closer and closer. He's going to go to the outside. Is Max Verstappen. Where is Charles Leclerc? Leclerc's had to back out. Alonso tries to keep it pinned around the outside. It's a traction race out of the first chicane, but Max is going to do round the outside of the Curva Grande. The straight line speed of that Aston is just keeping him in front of the Red Bull as Max does the old switcheroo round the outside and gets the Aston Martin in the end. Leclerc couldn't make an impression on the battle, so we come towards the end of lap 2. Fernando Alonso has re-overtaken the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Now Charles Leclerc is trying to make up for that bad start once again, and he's got Verstappen now and he's got him with the slipstream of Fernando Alonso, but Max, late braking, keeps Leclerc behind and pulls himself alongside the Aston Martin to have another go. Alonso out, maybe a bit of a sitting duck as they head towards the second chicane. He kept him behind though, but now Max is going for it again. The gap up front with Paul 2.2 seconds as Max tries to get Alonso down the inside. Alonso, he says no, and that's cost him a little bit. Now to Charles Leclerc, Alonso's pulled away slightly, but he's still in the DRS as Max Verstappen. But Charles Leclerc's alongside the Red Bull and is ahead of the Red Bull but Max is going for it again round the outside. It's copy and paste of the move he did earlier on, and he keeps Leclerc behind. Once again, Leclerc can't find a way past the Red Bull of Verstappen, as now there goes Max to the outside of Fernando Alonso, and round the outside of Alonso. He's finally clear of the Aston Martin, but he can't get away, and Alonso's stuck with him. This is a great train behind them, turning into a great battle as Alonso pulls to the outside, round the outside. The Parabolica tries to go Fernando Alonso. Max forces him the long way round. Alonso's still there, but now he'll have the DRS. He's already alongside Max, and without a doubt he's surely going to be in front of him, and he is. And Leclerc now has caught Max napping, and now he's going to try and go around the outside and get two cars here. Max has been caught napping there by Charles Leclerc. The straight line speed at Ferrari's finally passed the Red Bull, and now can the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc get past Fernando Alonso? Down into the second chicane they go, and Alonso keeps him behind for now. Lap 5. Well, what a race it's been so far. We've pulled the gap up now to 3.5 seconds as there goes Leclerc trying to go to the outside of Fernando Alonso. Max had dropped back a bit, but that has now brought him back into play, as now Leclerc's going to be getting closer and closer and closer as they head down towards the final corner at the Parabolica or the Curva Alboreto, whatever you prefer nowadays, as what its official new name is. But Leclerc now is very, very close to Fernando Alonso. You can see us quite far off in the distance. Leclerc though is past Fernando Alonso down the straight into turn 1, and it's job done for him. Now can Leclerc get away? He's made up for that start. It's taken him a lot of laps to do that, lap 6, but it's job done for him, and he's pulled a big gap in that corner. Ferrari, the fans are here to watch a win at Monza. So far it's looking for a podium unless he can catch us. He's pulled away though, as now Max to the outside of Alonso. It's job done for the Red Bull. Max is through, and now he can get down the road and back after Charles Leclerc. But this is us lap 6. They've been battling so hard. The gap though is just staying above 3 seconds. It was around 3 to 3.5 seconds, the gap we were keeping it, but we did the most critical thing by breaking that DRS on the opening lap, as Fernando Alonso's dropped back big time now, and Max is going for P2 around the outside of Charles Leclerc into the first chicane. Leclerc though has the traction, gets the exit, keeps Max behind, and that's allowed Alonso to rejoin the battle here. As this is a great battle, and it's only for P2. To the outside though goes Max of Leclerc. Leclerc's going to go on the inside. He's had to brake early. Alonso has nearly followed Verstappen through there and passed Leclerc, but Leclerc's got to find another way to re-overtake the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. He's getting closer though and closer as they head down the pit straight. Lap 9. Leclerc's on the outside, Max on the inside. Leclerc's going to try and hold it round the outside. Max though probably will have the better exit here, and he does by the looks of things. As they head round the Curva Grande though, the crowd's willing Leclerc past that Red Bull. As to the outside into the final corner, I think Leclerc may have got Max offline here as they head down towards the first corner once again. Lance Stroll is in the battle distantly, as here comes Leclerc. He's right alongside Verstappen now, and he's going flying down the straight, and Leclerc's got the job done, unless Max can brake later, but Leclerc's really slammed the door on the Red Bull there to keep him behind. And lap 10, Leclerc started to pull away a bit again. To the outside now goes Fernando Alonso on Max Verstappen, and Alonso is through and past the Red Bull once again. So much is going on in this race. What a classic Italian Grand Prix so far. Maxo in the traction, in the slipstream of the Aston Martin. Aston Martin trying to do a bit of shake and bake here with Lance Stroll, but round the outside goes Max Verstappen trying to get the place back, but he can't. Alonso is through, and Leclerc's really left this battle now. Is on the end of lap 13. The gap now between us and Leclerc is 3.1 seconds as we come in to make our one and only stop of the day. Leclerc, see there, stays out. We're followed in though by Alonso and Max as we trundle down the pit lane. It's been dramatic behind us, but we've been in cruise control, and we're looking for some redemption for what happened here last season when we were on for a podium. We did that excellent strategy call in the rain, and then we got that puncture on the final lap, going on to the final lap of the Grand Prix at the final corner. So this could well be a redemption drive for us. I would love it to be, as we go through the first couple of corners now, trying to get the tyres up to temperature and maybe undercut Leclerc a bit more and get that gap out, as at the end of lap 14 Leclerc is in. He's followed in by Lance Stroll as well. He's trundling down the pit lane goes the Ferrari. He's going to follow us on strategy. Medium to hard is really the strategy today, as he's held up a bit by Lance Stroll, and now we're coming flying down that pit straight. Where is the Ferrari? The Ferrari is nowhere to be seen. We're flying down the pit straight. There is Leclerc just turning off the pit limiter, and there in the background is Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll has beat out Max Verstappen. Red Bull must have had an absolute shocker of a stop, because look at the time Max has lost to Alonso, and now he finds himself behind the other Aston Martin of Lance Stroll in this race. As now we were just managing the gap. The gap now is 4.7 seconds. We've found a second by stopping one lap earlier to compared to Charles Leclerc, as this is Max going from fighting for the P2 and the podium, now he's just fighting to get back on the podium as he swaps Lance Stroll, the dummy, down into the first corner. Lance is going to be trying to do him late on the brakes, but Max is through and past the Aston Martin. That Aston Martin is not going to fight him as hard as Fernando Alonso, as this is Oscar Piastri in his McLaren. The engine's gone once again. He retired last time out in Zandvoort. It's back to back DNFs for him. It's another early bar for the Australian, and these mechanical issues late on in the season for McLaren may be a concern with Lando's title fight with Verstappen. It's now lap 24. We've got the gap up to 5 seconds over Leclerc. We were just managing the pace. We were flying this weekend. As now this is Lance Stroll. Alonso pulled away from Max. Max didn't have the speed to catch him. So on the final lap of the Grand Prix, Lance Stroll tries to re-overtake Max Verstappen. Verstappen though has that extra speed to keep Lance Stroll behind. Bit braver on the brakes than Stroll, but Stroll's trying to get it around the outside of the Curva Grande. He's alongside Verstappen and he's got him. Fair play, Lance Stroll has turned that into a 3-4 for Aston Martin, which is good for them in the constructors. If we weren't winning the Grand Prix, we have dominated this weekend in Monza. Pole led pretty much every lap. Redemption has been restored after last season, and we win for the second time in Formula 1. We win in Monza.
Oh, superb driving. That is the race win, my friend. Well done.
Here we are then, it's a thoroughly deserved win here in Italy after another excellent Grand Prix.
A great display of dominance today by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
Williams have put in an incredible performance out on the track today. I'm glad all the hard work of theirs has finally paid off.
So that's been your Italian Grand Prix. Win number 2 for us in our Formula 1 career. Dominant display today, winning by 4.9 seconds. The race was won though really on that opening lap when we broke the DRS, because we saw today how powerful that was in the battle between Leclerc, Alonso and Max. Leclerc finished P2, so the Tifosi did get a Ferrari on the podium. It's just not the right position they would have wanted. Fernando Alonso finishes the podium. Max though did get Lance Stroll back on that last lap to finish P4. Lance Stroll P5, Lando P6, so it's not been the best of days for the two title contenders this weekend. Albon, our teammate, finished P7, so a good day for us. But down at the back, Oscar Piastri was the one and only retirement of today. Back-to-back retirements for him. And then Logan Sargeant was the final finisher of the day. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max has extended the lead out. The gap now just 11 points in the Drivers' Championship. Leclerc, with that P2, has allowed him to close up a bit. He's now 43 points behind Max Verstappen, still with an outside chance, but the races are ticking down for him now. I think really this is just between Lando and Max for the title. We though, with that win, we were 2 points behind Albon. We've jumped Albon. We've also jumped Fernando Alonso as well. We're now on 61 points. Then down at the back, there's still a lot of drivers still yet to score this season. Red Bull continue to get the gap down in the constructors. The gap now just 8 points between McLaren and Red Bull. 88 points back is Ferrari, then it's Mercedes, and then we are P5. We're ahead of the battle between us and Aston Martin. That was the aim I set us mid-season, and it's turning out well so far. 104 points to 92. Aston Martin have had a good day today, but ultimately our win kind of cancelled it out in a way. They've still gained a couple of points on us though. There's still 2 teams still yet to score, that being Sauber and HAAS. So that's been then the Italian Grand Prix. A great weekend for us. We dominated it. We are now a 2-time race winner. Next though, we head to Baku. Goodbye.